Okay, clase. So for este video, we are going to hablar sobre ser versus estar. Now, they both mean to be, so to be or to be. So how do you know when to use which verb? So that's what we're going to talk about for this. And it may be a little confusing at first, but I believe in y'all. Y'all got this. And we're going to discuss this more in class as well. So Spanish has two verbs that mean to be, which we just talked about. They are ser and estar. As of right now, we've been using more of ser than estar, but that will change. These verbs definitely have distinct uses. Ser expresses an inherent trait or characteristic that does not change. So the word I want you to think about is permanent. So when you think about using the verb ser, think, is this a permanent thing that's going on? So I have some ejemplos. So I have an ejemplo. The first one is el edificio es muy alto, which means the building is very tall. So the fact that the building is tall is permanent, right? That doesn't change. A building doesn't grow. Okay, so unless you build more of it. But regarding this, though, it's permanent. I have some more. Ella es sincera. She is sincere. So this is saying that this particular girl, for whomever the sentence is talking about, is a sincere person. So it's one of her personality traits, which typically don't change. So, think of your personal characteristic traits that don't change. Those would be permanent things, some things about you. Okay, on the other hand, the verb estar, which again also means to be, expresses a temporary state, emotion, or condition. So the key word here is temporary. And again, there's more details in regards to what goes into the differences between ser and estar, but for this part, I just want you to remember temporary for estar and permanent for ser. So I have some ejemplos right here. Juan no está bien hoy. Está enfermo. Juan is not well today. He is sick. So again, it means is, but we didn't say es enfermo and we didn't say Juan no es bien hoy. Why? Because Juan is not going to stay sick forever, right? So it's not a permanent thing. If he's not permanently ill. So we use the verb estar instead of ser. And hopefully you can see that. And we're going to review this in clase as well. So don't freak out if you don't get it right now. La joven está cansada. The teen or the young person is tired. So I put in parentheses, no one stays tired forever. So we're using the verb estar because it's a temporary state, emotion, or condition. So it's not permanent. Jose, ¿por qué estás nervioso? Jose, why are you nervous? Jose will not be nervous for his whole life, right? So we use the verb estar because it's temporary. And the last one I have on here is el agua está fría. The water is cold. Water, as we know, does not stay cold permanently. It is not a permanent trait of water. There's hot water, there's cold water, right? So it's not permanent. So we use the verb estar. Okay? Now, you can often use ser or estar depending on what you mean to say. So note the different messages in the following. So it just depends on you. So, él es agresivo. So I put in parentheses, this is the verb, es is the verb ser. He is naturally an aggressive type. So this sentence means he is aggressive. Ser is, again, a permanent thing. So if you're saying, this sentence is saying, él es agresivo, this sentence is saying that this person, whomever it's talking about, is naturally an aggressive type. That's part of who he is. But if we look at this sentence, él está muy agresivo. So instead of es for ser, we're using the verb estar here. This is saying, the sentence is saying he's not normally an aggressive type, but he's just acting that way right now. So it's not permanent. It's a temporary state, right? I have two more right here that you can see the difference. Ella es muy obstinada, using the verb ser. She's a very obstinate type. So this is who she is, that she's one of her personality traits is just being an obstinate or stubborn person. But the sentence following, ella está muy obstinada, using the verb estar for a temporary thing. She's not permanently this way. This is not a typical trait of hers. She's just being very obstinate right now. So hopefully you could see the difference between those two. This next slide, I have a way, these are the details behind the differences between ser and estar. Again, ser being permanent, estar being temporary for the most part. Here is 2 words that could help you remember the details that go into ser and estar, and you're definitely going to need something like this when you go to college and you have to take a foreign language, or most of you will have to take a foreign language. This will really help you when you have to get the gory details of the differences between. So ser, think doctor. Ser, you would use ser for in order to tell description. So an example, soy alto, I'm tall, right? That doesn't change, that's permanent. Occupation for O, mi padre es policía, my dad is of the police, right? So a job, so any job you may have, that also you would use ser. Characteristics, soy amable, so I am a nice person, that's just part of my trait. T for time, son las 4, right? And when we're telling time, remember how we use son? That's ser. So when we tell time, we don't use estar, we use ser. Origin, eres de California. So anytime you're expressing where you're from, you're going to use ser. And relationship and possession for are. Ellas son mis hermanas. These are my sisters, or they are my sisters. So any relationship or possession, you're also using ser. And again, notice most of these details, these are mostly permanent things. Again, there's never an always for anything in life, but for the most part, ser is, think of the word permanent. Most of these things are permanent. Now, estar over here, think of the word place. Position, el niño está sentado, the child is sitting, okay? That's a position he's in. Location, están arriba de la mesa. They are above the table, okay? So that's the location of whatever they are is referring to. Action, which is a present progressive form. You have not learned this yet, but eventually you will. This is like the ing in Spanish. I am singing, okay? Condition, la mujer está enferma. Condition, this is not permanent. Again, it's temporary. She's not sick forever. Emotion, ella está feliz. She is happy. Okay? So hopefully this will really help you. Think ser, permanent, doctor. Estar, temporary, place. And finally, just to dig into those filing cabinets in your brain, this is just for you to remember how to conjugate ser and estar. And I have the pronouns on the side. Yo, tú, él. These dots mean this is also the other subject pronouns. Él, ella, usted. Same thing here. Nosotros, nosotras, ellos, ellas. But here's the main thing you need to remember is how to conjugate it. Soy, eres, es, somos, son. And for estar, estoy, estás, está, estamos, están. With estamos, the only one being without an accent mark. So there you go. We are definitely going to work more in clase with how to conjugate or when to use ser and estar in a given sentence. This is very important. If you can get this now, that will help you so much when you go to college and you have to take foreign language classes, and hopefully you'll take Spanish, but if not, that's cool. It's whatever you want to do. But if you do take Spanish, if you can get this now, it'll really help you in college, because this is something a lot of people struggle with, but I definitely believe in y'all. Y'all got this. So this is it for this video, but I have a song that I'm going to play for you guys that is just a fun song that'll help you maybe remember, for you music people out there, help you remember when to use which one. Adios.
Papa John's blasting out your speakers. Take your Espanol up, I fall no more horrid poor. Sir and star, we greet in the face, your heart starts to race. We lace the verses down the fix your staircase. So this is the drill, it's something you know. So start taking notes, let's go! Estar, listen up to these bars, and when you're done, you'll be a Spanish superstar. You and me, will learn to use to be. Let your ears escuchar. Do that, hey! What you say, what? First time is when slang to describe the attributes. We say Papa's the best, better than the rest. You're gonna use as descriptions and characteristics. Everything seen like a capital or comma.
Now we gon' break down the star, cause it's not scary whatsoever. On a general level, the star's a temporary endeavor. Used with things that end in time, it's really quite clever. When you're using a star, it will not last forever. Said, Estar, listen up to these bars and when you're done, you'll be a Spanish superstar. You and me will learn to use to be. Let your ears escuchar. To tell, hey!
What is it that you do? What's your job? How do you get paid? When you sell for anywhere, then you will find your occupation. Down some sons, open up your ears. Sad is a firm for your careers. Whatever gets you your dinero. Papa Juan es un buen rapero.
Speaking of things that are temporary as well as this verb star, location and a star go together wherever you are. If I'm at a bank in Spain, estoy al banco en España. If I just fell off a mountain, no estoy en la montaña.
Estar, listen up to these bars and when you're done, you'll be a Spanish superstar. You and me will learn to use to be. Let your ears escuchar. Tu ser, estar. Estar, listen up to these bars and when you're done, you'll be a Spanish superstar. You and me will learn to use to be. Let your ears escuchar. Tu ser, estar. Excuse me, sir, do you have the time to rhyme? Yeah, and that's what you were watching now climb. Sarah is a verb as you watch the clock. Seconds, minutes, anytime block. And your place of origin. Country you were born in. Lots of choices. Here or there. All three little letters. Sam. Family. Relationships. SB Padre. Stuff like this. Sarah's a verb that you got to use. If all these things are given to you. Description, occupation, relationships. Time and origin. Now you can use that on your own. One last thing.
Question yourself in the world where it surrounds you. Front, back, middle, side, here and there too. Now for all these positions, which verb you want to use? It's actually not your choice. Use a star or else you'll lose. When you're doing an action, you better be a star utilizing. Estoy mirando, comprando, llorando, anything. Fabuloso, Papa Juan, your favorite two people. Remixing it up, amor and para sequel.
Estar, listen up to these bars and when you're done, you'll be a Spanish superstar. You and me will learn to use to be. Let your ears escuchar. Tu ser, estar. Estar, listen up to these bars and when you're done, you'll be a Spanish superstar. You and me will learn to use to be. Let your ears escuchar. Tu ser, estar.
Alrighty, class 8, and that is just a fun video. The Spanish ser versus estar rap that I watched in college one day. So just wanted to show it to you all. Gracias, and if you have any preguntas, let me know. Adios.